What is up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Mets'd podcast. The Mets won a game for the first time in over a week. It's been a couple episodes since we talked to you guys where we can talk about a win, but we got one. Game 3, Pete Alonso walk-off home run. Series wasn't pretty again, but at least the Mets won a game, and as crazy as this is going to sound, we're going to have gained ground, which is insane to say after you lose a series. That's how bad the National League wildcard race is right now, that the Mets just gained a game despite losing 2 of 3 this weekend. Guys, if you have not yet done so, make sure you're following us on all our social media at Mets'd on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see the video version of this. If you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. James, I was in the ballpark for all 3. How did Nolan McLean look on Sunday? Because, again, he just shoved.
He looked awesome. The best thing about McLean, I said this after his last start, I'm going to say that after this one, I might say that after his next one. He doesn't even feel that sharp sometimes, and hitters can't really do anything against him. He has organized his repertoire in such a way where hitters have so little opportunity to actually do serious damage that he has to really miss his pitches badly for, I think, anything to be advantageous. Like this, for anyone to have a chance to actually put like a real swing on a ball, put the ball in play, that actually something bad can happen. Because in this game, half the balls in play were grounders. You had 6 or 7 strikeouts, a couple pop-ups. There were 4 or 5 balls in play the entire game that something actually could have happened. So unless you can stack them as the opposing team, you're really not going to do much.
Yeah, I mean, he's the stopper. I know we've all been asking for a stopper in this rotation, as crazy as it sounds. What is this, 4 or 5 starts into his career?
6.
How many are we in now? 6? He's the stopper. He's the best pitcher in this rotation. If the Mets were lucky enough to make it to the playoffs, he's the game 1 starter, I think, undoubtedly.
I think so, too. He's the lowest ERA through 6 career starts for any Met in history. The only guys through 6 starts with more strikeouts were Nolan Ryan and Matt Harvey. Like, it's ridiculous, but it really is. Like, it's funny that how much his pitches have changed even since he's come to the majors. Because I still get tons and tons of people on Twitter being like, ridiculous, we didn't get this guy called up sooner. I don't want to change anything about how this Nolan McLean thing has gone. Like, it's happened so perfectly. He got just enough seasoning in AAA. The way he changed his release point, the way he changed his pitch movement a little bit towards the end of it. And now even these first few starts in the majors. Remember that start against the Mariners we were at? How important the curveball was?
So good.
Doesn't throw it anymore. Doesn't even have to.
Didn't need to. I mean, the Rangers, did they have a lot of lefties say? Is what, Jock Peterson and Josh Smith?
No.
That was kind of it?
Peterson, Smith, Alejandro Suna's a lefty. And I think Cody Freeman, is he a lefty as well? I don't think Cody Freeman's a lefty, actually.
Of guys that can actually do damage, and that's probably a big reason why.
Yeah, Rowdy's lefty as well. No, of course it is, but it's funny that it's happened that way. It comes back to that sinker. Like, we've been talking about that sinker so much. Just
demon sinker.
It drops down so damn much. It's become so much better for him that he threw almost 2 times as many sinkers than 4 seams against the lefties today, just because he's so confident to drop on that pitch and what can happen. He was dotting it on the edges a lot. I'm sure you couldn't see that in the ballpark, but just really picking off edges with it. So many called strikes on it. Like, it's incredible. And again, like, you can't really hurt him. Like, he fell behind the first 5 batters 2-0. He only got 4 swings and misses the entire game, and he still went 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, no runs.
Yeah, he's really good. It's really comforting to watch him pitch. I don't feel nervous when he gets into trouble. He gets those ground balls because of that sinker, because of the sweeper. The defense behind him was great. Like you said, 50% ground balls was insane to see in a game. And getting those big double plays. The defense was clean. I'm glad. He kept this game close because, of course, it's the Mets. Can't score too many runs if we're starting to get good pitching.
No, especially not. And the one thing that we also said that would turn McLean into a demon, which I think is the demon he's becoming, is he can bang that front hip sinker now on the lefties. Yeah. Like, that's why, again, he's been able to use more of those than the 4-seamers because it's a better pitch anyway. He can do so many things, and it's just ice in his veins nonstop. Like, the crazy poise that he has. He didn't cover first base on a play today, or was a step late too. That was a little disappointing, but it seems like every pitcher on our roster kind of does that, which is a problem in and of itself. But he has so many ways to get hitters out. It's amazing to watch him pitch.
Yeah, the Mets aren't necessarily the most prepared team, it feels like. I think that's safe to say. Yeah, fundamentally not prepared. Approach-wise, mentally, it doesn't seem like they're always necessarily prepared. I don't know if the coaching is always prepared. We know that Mendoza's been sleeping at times. Doesn't make the right pitching change, or seems like he forgets that he can take a pitcher out of a game when they should be out of a game, which was frustrating because we saw it again in this series. It's just, at least there's one bright spot right now, which is Nolan McLean, who looks awesome. And honestly, there's a couple bright spots too. I shouldn't say there's only one bright spot, but he was the bright spot in this game, along with the fact that Pete Alonso hit that walk-off 3-run home run with such ease. I was screaming. I couldn't believe that, one, we couldn't touch the Rangers bullpen. It felt like all series. Couldn't hit Sean Armstrong. Does he have anything, James? Because watching him in the stadium, it's like 90 poo, and I don't know. He has a sub-1 whip, though. Like, that's good.
He mixes well for a reliever because he's got the fastball, the cutter, the sweeper, and his sweeper is kind of nutty. You probably couldn't tell from the ballpark. The sweeper just it's got a lot of vertical rise on it. Like, it's a sweeper that is kind of like a much harder sweeper, but it still has a lot of horizontal action. So that's kind of a weird one. But he also has the fastball, the cutter, and the sinker. So it's a bit of a confusing at bat. While the stuff isn't tremendous, like it's 94, so it's below average for righty, especially righty reliever, but he's really good at, again, suppressing the hard contact, because that fastball triangle is a good, especially for a reliever, it's a good thing to keep hitters off balance.
Yeah, and then we couldn't touch Hobie Milner. We couldn't. No. I mean, luckily we hit, what was it, Curvello? I don't even know what his first name is.
He's not Curvello. He's been in the league for like a few weeks.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly why, and he doesn't really have much. But it was the chances that the Mets had in that one were frustrating that we couldn't cash in. Soto came up a couple times. Love Soto. This is not anti-Soto, but he came up a couple times. Couldn't get the job done. Luckily, Pete got it done when they intentionally walked Soto, and Mets win that game.
Yeah, Pete had a few earlier in the game too. He didn't come through. It was nice to see him do it at the end. But this also, as the game progressed, just because of the start you got from McLean, because you jumped out to the early lead, almost a deja vu from Saturday. You got the solo home run for the insurance run from a left-handed batter. Strange coincidence. But even once they came back and tied the game, we'll talk about the bullpen shortcomings that made that happen. When Ryan Stanek clutches up in that 10th inning and you get a scoreless 10th inning, you get to that bottom of the 10th, you have to win that game on the spot right there. You had absolutely no choice. This was a must-win from the first pitch that was thrown. It was a must-win once you got the start from McLean, got the lead. Once you're in that position, you need one run to win the game as early guy in second base. After losing 8 in a row, you absolutely had to do it. So thankfully it did happen, but this would have been almost a worse spiral than the last episode if that wouldn't have happened.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I said no more crash outs.
No
more crash outs. So I wouldn't have crashed out. Got it out. You guys seem to enjoy it. Did really well on YouTube. So shout out everybody who was watching over there. Shout out to the audio people too. We appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, Stanek had to come in the game. I didn't love it. I didn't feel great in the ballpark. I had a pit in my stomach. The fact that he has to pitch with a runner on. I'm like, this guy can't get out of an inning clean with nobody on. Now you're going to put a guy on second base. This guy surely has to come in to score. What was that noise?
Hope firework.
Okay, that was quite loud. Yeah, I guess I hope a firework as well. I didn't even think about what the other outcome could be. Couldn't believe he got out of it. Couldn't believe it. But one thing, because I was texting you during the game, as I always do, a little sneak preview behind the curtains for you guys. I was texting James. I was like, this team has no intensity. That was the word that I was using a lot today. Intensity. I felt a lack of intensity from the team, start to bottom, everywhere. And Ryan Stanek came off the mound and went fucking ballistic. And while there are moments where you don't need that, it's good, but give or take wherever you want to be. In that moment, to see Ryan Stanek show that, the team needed that. Ryan Stanek needed it. I love seeing that kind of emotion. These games are big games.
Huge.
We can't act like this is just the regular season anymore. This is the postseason right now for the Mets. This, at this exact moment, is our postseason. And if we want to continue to play and make it to the next round, you got to keep winning baseball games. And luckily they did.
Similar to a postseason, you kind of have to win 2 out of 3, like 2 out of the next 3 games, 3 out of the next 5 games, like 4 out of the next 7 games. We actually have to do that. But you said you didn't really want to see Ryan Stanek come to this game. I want to play a game.
Did not.
I want to play a game right now. I want to take the entire Mets bullpen, minus Sean Manaea. We're going to talk about Manaea moving to the bullpen. I want you to rank them by trust. We can go back and forth here too. We can make our own circle of trust right now, because Carlos Mendoza got a lot of shit for bringing Reed Garrett into that game too with men on base. He pitched poorly again. Again, I don't know who the other options are at this point, because the way this bullpen's constructed, you really don't have much to work with at all.
So, Edwin Diaz at the top.
For sure.
Edwin Diaz is number 1. He's 1-1. He's in the league of his own. I know he struggled in game 2, but he hadn't pitched in fucking 10 days.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to game 2 as well.
Next tier, I know Tyler Rogers hasn't been perfect, but he's still going there because it's soft contact after soft contact after soft contact. I think he's doing the job. It's just falling because our outfield defense is terrible. So Tyler Rogers is going to be number 2. I'm going to go number 3, Brooks Raley. Brooks Raley is the best lefty in this bullpen. We know I'm not a huge fan of Gregory Soto, and it seems like every opportunity that's any sort of close, Gregory Soto blows it. So I'm going Raley 3. Then we drop down another tier, and this is where this makes me sick to my stomach, and I feel uncomfortable.
And this is the decision that had to have been made in this game, because when Brooks Raley lets these guys on base, who do you bring up? Truthfully, because I understand like chastising Mendoza, because it does seem like every time Reed Garrett's come in, he's blown the game. I just didn't know what other option there was.
Yeah, I think Soto would have been the only choice that I would have been okay with. Yeah. I know I just said I don't like him, but I do like him more than Ryan Stanek. I think it's probably like him and Stanek are next, but they both feel not good.
Yeah.
They don't feel good. And then obviously I have zero faith in Ryan Helsley. I have zero faith in Reed Garrett. And Dom Hamill, I don't know if he'll ever actually throw a pitch, but he will be on this team again at some point. Whether he ever makes an appearance or not as a major leaguer, that's yet to be seen. You know what I want to do with the trust tree?
What?
I want to see one of these actual minor league relievers come up. I would put Chris Davinsky ahead of a lot of Ryan Helsley and Reed Garrett right now. I'd put Austin Warren ahead of him, who's looked good. I've put Kevin Herget ahead of him. Like, those guys will be throwing strikes at least. Reed Garrett, the biggest problem is he can't fucking throw strikes. And then when he gives up the big hit, because the stuff's not getting swings and misses, there's damage. And he always comes on with runners on base. He can't do it. We can't put him on with runners on base anymore. He struggles every single time. Give me Ryan Lambert. Give me Dylan Ross. Reed Garrett has an option. We are at the point in the season where I think it's over for Reed Garrett. Wipe your hands, done. Not on this team this season, the rest of the way. He has an option. You could have him if you still believe in him next year. But we at least have to exercise all the other options of Dylan Ross or Ryan Lambert or Davinsky or Austin, somebody else, because Reed Garrett's not cutting it.
Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FOUL. That's code FOUL to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
It's so frustrating in that inning, too, because Garrett comes in to face Wyatt Langford, the right-handed batter, and he gets up on him 0-2.
0-2.
On a really nice sweeper and a really nice split. You're like, okay, nice. This is our Reed Garrett. And he misses badly with a few pitches after that. And Wyatt Langford takes a few tough pitches. And then you get to Jock Peterson, which is a bit of an easy at-bat, I think, for Jock Peterson against a guy like Reed Garrett. And that's the thing. Also, a lot of people are clamoring for Dylan Ross and Ryan Lambert. I think Ryan Lambert, 0% chance.
They should.
But I just think that he hasn't pitched in AAA yet. I just don't think we're going to do a double jump. And with Dylan Ross, you're right, but he is for the man due by this winter. He has to be on there by December. So I think there has been some conversation about how tight the 40-man roster's gotten because we've added Sproat, McLean, and Tong to it. You have to put Ross on the 40-man anyway before December happens. And we know there has to be a shuffling with the 60-day IL guys have to go back onto the official 40-man at some point. It's just there probably someone you could cut. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Waddell doesn't need to be on this. He doesn't have to be on the 40-man. Jonathan Pintaro doesn't have to be on the 40-man. A cool story, doesn't need to be there. Kevin Herget doesn't need to be there.
He was just in your circle of trust.
Sure, but he doesn't need to be there. Alex Carrillo doesn't need to be there. I think we've seen what the deal is with him. And then if you want to look at some of the 60-day IL guys, I know you're not going to do this right now, but does Daniel Nunez ever throw another pitch for the Mets?
Don't know.
I don't know. Does Drew Smith?
I think he probably will, actually, yeah.
He might, but I'm just saying, these are the conversations to have. But there are guys on this roster, without a doubt, that don't really need to be on this roster much longer.
Yeah, Dylan Ross in AAA hasn't given up an earned run since August 13th. Again, I think...
What does he throw? What's his deal?
He throws 102 miles an hour.
That's all I need to know. Great.
Okay, yeah, no, that's all you have to know.
That's it. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, I'll give you some more pitch mix stuff right here from AAA as I scroll down and grab it. It's a fastball. He says 97, but he gets to 100. He also has a split. Cool. And a slider.
Sounds like he could be a major league reliever to me.
An 88-mile-an-hour slider. I think he definitely can be. I do think that this might be one of the situations where they could be possibly overthinking some of this 40-man stuff, but knowing that he has to be on the 40-man by this December anyway, it feels like if you think he's good enough. He's also a Georgia guy. I didn't know that. But if he...
I'll also say this. Reed Garrett could be that open spot, too. The version that we've seen of him...
Yeah, you don't cut him right now, though.
Yes, but if you were stressed so badly, and Reed Garrett's decision, the 40-man decision on Reed Garrett, is whether you could possibly make the playoffs or not, I think you have to take the chance that you miss on Reed Garrett, who's now shown 2 years in a row he cannot make it past August.
Reed Garrett did snap back, don't pitch well in the playoffs, similar to what we're talking about with Stanek now. Because I wanted to do this exercise just to talk about how we've been critical of Mendoza a lot. I think he's deserved it recently. But in
Yes.
terms of the bullpen management,
there's no
fucking option. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you either get a pile of shit or fucking a load of shit. There's no real option there.
Or just a bunch of piss. But that Reed Garrett, last 10 appearances, 2.9 ERA and 25% strikeout rate. So again, in terms of
what's the inherited runners that have scored? I want those. This is why you're becoming an ERA man on me all of a sudden.
I'm right now because I just want to say something that can give Ryan Stanek a half step in the right direction. Because in terms of everyone else out there, it's really fucking bad. It just is. And the problem is with the way this bullpen's aligned. Helsley's the guy that is the he's the constipation right now in this bullpen. He can't pitch in games at all. He got through a scoreless inning after a guy getting thrown out on a double play on Friday night, but it's really bad. Like we were talking in other group chats today about the aggressiveness of David Stearns and how the season reflects poorly on him. That was such a fucking aggressive move. He just forgot how to pitch. Like that was one. I just
for sure
can't hold that against him. But again, he's the one that's kind of stopping us. He doesn't have an option. He can't pitch in close games. He can't give you length. Like he's a fucking huge issue right now. You're kind of nursing him through. Like Ryan Stanek's ahead of him in the pecking order right now by far.
It really sucks that what's exactly going to happen is Helsley's going to figure it out just in time for him to leave us.
Yeah, definitely. Or unless you re-sign and people are going to lose their minds.
Oh, people! I'd lose my fucking mind if we re-sign Ryan Helsley. Are you kidding me? Right now, he's fighting for a spring training invite.
Who would you be more upset about if we re-sign Ryan Helsley or if we sign Devin Williams?
Oh man!
So I'll tell you, two relievers are going to be on the Mets radar this offseason. Get ready for that conversation.
Oh, God, I'm not answering that right now. Don't do this to me. We won a game today. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to be happy.
People are screaming at us with their headphones in right now.
Someone's going to drive into the back of a car on purpose because they're going to can't believe you just asked that question.
But yeah, I just want to start posing some of these questions because again, our bullpen is fucking awful right now.
So bad.
It's very bad top to bottom. Even now, I guess we're going to move backwards chronologically in this episode. The game on Saturday, Edwin was terrible. He was missing pitches left and right. That ball.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but then also you think about it, because also similarly in this game, Brett Beatty was caught sleeping badly at second base. These guys haven't played enough baseball in the last week, especially relative to how good they are compared to the other options on this team. And that part of it sucks. Like that Rally Tellez ground rule double, that was a slider that just sat middle. Because sometimes Edwin kind of just throws those cement mixers. Sometimes they work well enough because I say this a lot. The slider kind of acts like a changeup for Edwin. It doesn't exactly have a horizontal break. It's more of just like it's a different spin, it's different speed. Like that's kind of what that slider represents. And even the single to Wyatt Langford too. It was a fastball just right down the middle. A lot of times Edwin is good enough to throw fastballs right down the middle. In that case, he was not. And that's how you wind up blowing that game. It sucks that he was the one to blow it. But at the same time, guy's barely pitched in a week. Like I understand him not being crisp and sharp when he has not come into games.
Yeah, since September 5th. So since he changed the cleats, right, in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was the last game we won before today.
That was the last game. God, that is the last game we won. Jesus. He pitched one time before that. In that time stretch from September 5th to September 13th, Edwin Diaz had pitched one inning. And I know the Mets were losing, but we know that there are times Edwin Diaz could come into these games when the Mets are losing and still keep this game closer than it has been. Because right now, that's another thing, too. You got to keep games close, and the Mets haven't been able to a lot of times. They haven't been able to keep them close when we've seen Helsley come into games and blow, or we see this, we see that. All of a sudden, 5-3 becomes 8-3, and you're like, well, we definitely can't win now.
Oh, do you want to get mad?
Yeah.
Eric Chavez Instagram story.
Oh, don't you fucking say that to me. God damn it. Let me see. Don't even tell me. You want
a live reaction?
All right. Eric Chavez Instagram story. He posted the fucking Pete thing and said, ha, ha, ha. I felt like I was surfing on top of a dragon there. All right, that one doesn't bother me as much.
With the Bitmoji laughing?
I mean, the Bitmoji's insane, but okay. I thought he was going to take credit. He's being supportive of Pete,
okay.
Not infuriating to me.
All right, fair.
Good vibes, Eric Chavez there. I'll give you that one, but still fucking don't like him.
All right, back to the game Saturday. All disaster in that game. Again, like you blow that game, and it's a lot of guys who haven't been playing much recently who felt like they weren't really prepared for the moment at all.
Sure, but also, Edwin, I give more leeway to. Beatty getting picked off there was inexcusable.
Completely inexcusable. Totally sleeping. I think he was also
time off's like not a good excuse for him there. I think time off is good for like him maybe not being as sharp as at the plate, but him getting picked off there was crazy off of a pitching change. He just literally was not prepared, which has been one of my favorite things to say about this team all year.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly like the moment anything turned in this game, but that was like this is like the beginning of things to feel like they could start going wrong again. And
that was when the game could have gotten out of hand for us.
Kind of. Not. It was still 1-0 for 2 more innings. And Soto did hit the home run before anything good even happened for the Rangers deeper into this game.
But that was our step on the throat moment. We had first and second. There was a pitching change, nobody out, and then all of a sudden you get the pickoff, double play, inning over.
It was all. I mean, again, it was another just weird Mendoza game in for a lot of different reasons. Like I couldn't believe when Acuna came in to play third base. I really couldn't believe that at all.
Of course not.
That was shocking to me.
I don't understand the fascination with playing Luis Angel Acuna as much as he plays. I don't understand it. He has value on the expanded roster running and late innings defense.
At second.
Not at third base where he doesn't play.
Because Langford also smashed that double by him. I don't think it was one that anyone would have got. Like, I definitely not. I don't think anyone. It was a well-struck ball. But at the same time, I was just like, it is weird that he is playing there. Like, Brett Baty has like 9 more inches of reach than Luis Angel Acuna does. Like, it could have been
third base.
It's possible. It's more possible. And also just the catcher's interference. To have a catcher's interference in the game, that you get a guy picked off second base. We keep getting these catcher's interferences.
We have the most by far.
It happens to Francisco Alvarez more than I think most other catchers in the league. Like, it's a really, really, really frustrating thing that has happened to this team more than usual this season. I feel like every single time it's bit us in the ass.
I thought it was also pretty cool how the Mets had 11 hits and scored 2 runs because 10 of those hits were singles. And just for the singles crowd out there. Yeah.
I think it was nice for the crowd of the Juan Soto stat pad. Like that in the moment, that was a very important home run. And then ninth inning when Lindor and Alonso both did not show up to their at-bats, like Soto's the one who got the single, got the third in the Ronnie hit, and you still can't do that. Also want to just absolutely just shed light on the Cedric Mullins at-bat in the 8th. That was one of the worst I've seen by any player in any team all season. Absolutely bar none.
No, he's been him and Helsley probably just can't play in New York, it seems like.
It's just, I think that when things got bad and now they've been piled on, it seems like they've both been mentally broken. At least Mullins got another hit in this game on Sunday, but like he got 3 fat curveballs from Phil Maton right down the middle.
If only we had a hitting coach who played in the majors and was a left-handed hitter when he was playing. That could maybe help out this guy with his left-handed swing right now. If only.
But it was watching the end of that game. What did it feel like in the ballpark as they were blowing that game?
Well, I had to leave early because I had to go watch South Carolina, so
How was
I
that?
could not be.
Double
I've
bad.
had a miserable sports week. The Mets didn't win for a week straight. They lost 8 straight games. South Carolina gets blown out by Vandy and Diego Pavia, and the Commanders lose on Thursday night. Up until this game 3 win, I hadn't seen a win in a week. I just wanted to see one go through. I was looking to win anything.
It also kind of feels like that's what the Mets feeling right now too. Like they kind of also seem like they had to see one go through. Like seeing the way I don't know, maybe not. Like maybe they're just getting over their skis after one win. This is like the classic now. Oh, now we're fixed. Now we're pretending we're right. But it did feel very cathartic for them. It felt cathartic for me as a fan. Like to actually Pete hit the home run and just like take a deep breath as a team right now. Just relax for a second.
I liked that how they celebrated the home run too. I know that sounds crazy for a walk-off homer, but it felt like very much like let's fucking go. Like we did this. Finally, it happened. We got the hit. Pete threw his helmet off, which I've actually never seen anybody do before they start getting close to home plate. He threw it off at home plate. He celebrated. People were jumping, screaming, going around the bases. He talked about, like I said in Eric Chavez's Instagram post, he felt like he was riding a dragon, which I do believe when you say you're riding the dragon, isn't that a euphemism for like doing cocaine, not doing cocaine, like doing heroin? Isn't that called like riding the dragon or chasing the dragon?
Sounds right. Feels very 60s, 70s like motif right there.
Yeah, but it did feel like, I hope it feels like that's the thing that can help them get over this fucking loser streak that they've had, because this team has felt like they didn't believe that they could win baseball games. Yeah, but maybe this helps.
But they say after every game, we do believe we can win. I think this also was the first time.
Just because they say it.
No, you're right.
They say anything.
This weekend, they also were starting to get more. The emotional's not the word, but a little bit more like, I don't know, honest in some of these press conferences. Like Nimmo was basically like, we're like not happy in this locker room. Like this is really bad. Mendoza said guys internally are showing frustration. We saw Soto slam a helmet, the at-bat before the home run on Saturday when he had a pop-up against a Patrick Corbin fastball. It just seemed so fat coming into him.
He was so pissed he couldn't hit Patrick Corbin. Yeah. Every at-bat, you saw him, he was like, oh my God, I can't hit this guy. What's going on?
But like the frustration has seemed more apparent. It even felt like Pete, let me know if you rewatch this and you get this read. It felt like he was extra emotional after that home run as well. Like it felt like there was like a quiver in his voice, like legitimately.
No.
We saw Tong almost cry in his media availability on Friday. Like this team seems like they're
Tong.
Yeah, we'll do Sproat first. We're going full backwards.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So I want to talk about Sproat too, because Sproat in that game Saturday was also awesome again.
Awesome.
And it was cool to watch him as we work backwards, the juxtaposition of him versus Tong. And I think that Ronnie was really describing it well doing this game on Saturday, just being like he's pitching with, for lack of a better term, huge balls. Like Brandon Sproat had absolutely no fear out there. Like he was just going after guys. 15 of 23 first pitch strikes for him. He was just absolutely establishing the inside against the righties. Because that sinker, the two-seamer is awesome for that. And he was just burying it on their hands over and over again. He faced 13 right-handed batters in this game. 10 of them got first pitch sinkers. It also set up the sweeper really, really well. And the sweeper was kind of his only whiff pitch. So setting that outside sweeper against the righties was awesome because it was disgusting moving out there. It's just like the not being afraid was really nice to see from Sproat. Just try and hit it. I dare you.
Similarly, he felt very in control. He felt very in command. I felt very confident on the mound. And unlike McLean and Tong, who Sproat's had the hype, but not of recent, Sproat is a little, I want to say he's like a calming presence out there. You get a ton of emotion from him. Maybe on the broadcast it looked a little bit different, but like he's just out there. His windup's like super normal. Like his fundamentals are very, very like if you found a pitcher, this is kind of what it would look like. Throws 100, which is really cool.
Yeah, nice.
But he got, again, a lot of soft contact. I just felt like the Mets really desperately needed that kind of performance based on how the night before went with Jonah Tong basically only going an inning.
Kratz, I'm going to steal a line right from the top here about MeUndies. A cut for every butt. I took a line that I feel like you would enjoy, but then you stole my thunder with show and tell. What do you have there?
Besides a huge Baduka dunk, this is my pair of MeUndies that I got. I'm not going to show you the other pair right now because I got them on, but it doesn't even feel like you have them on. Super soft, flexible, and yet holding everything together.
I love the 20 different styles, 100 different colors and prints, and the micro-modal fabric is what you're talking about. Breathable, stretchy, unbelievably cozy. And right now, as a listener of FT, you can get cozy and spooky for less with deals up to 50% off at MeUndies.com/foul and enter promo code FOUL. That's MeUndies.com/foul, promo code FOUL for up to 50% off. MeUndies, comfort that's made for fall.
Yeah, 2 outs, but it was saying he was in control was true. Sproat only had 1 3-ball count that entire game. And that 1 3-ball count was right after that Jonah Heim double in the 5th when he did have to tighten up. Like, so it was kind of thing where he was feeling a little bit freer, looser, and easier. Then there's the man on the go-ahead runner on base at that time. I don't remember if that was the tying run or the go-ahead guy. No, had we scored yet? No, I don't think we scored yet. No, we actually scored the bottom of the inning. So it would have been to put them up ahead. That was when he tightened up and got a little bit more careful. But it's just it was like a confidence about him that was nice to see.
Would you have pulled him after 6? Because I thought that was an interesting decision.
I thought at the time I was pretty okay with it. The good guy, I knew we had the off day Monday and it was all hands on deck. Also, his velocity was kind of waning on everything through that 6th inning, and he just wasn't missing bats. So like when a guy's not missing bats and you're getting around the order for that 3rd time, I do tend to get a little nervous. Like I think that's just it. I thought that it wasn't a perfect decision. I almost would have rather see McLean get pushed the extra inning on Sunday.
Interesting.
Than having seen Sproat throw that extra inning in yesterday. Because I really just think it was just he got the middle of the order out, but they were hitting the ball much harder that inning. There were 2 guys were on base, and there were 2 sharp line drives to get out of it. And you saw them jumping on him. Like absolutely every single at bat for that by the Rangers in that 6th inning, 3 hitters in a row swung at the first pitch, and all 3 of them kind of tattooed the ball. So just seeing that he hadn't got any swings and misses, I think we get a little obsessed with the 100 pitches. As fans, as people, we were like, you got to get to 100, get to 100. I think it's a little stupid. I think that we should, even managers, I think this happens to. It's a shortcoming by some people. I feel like we shouldn't hold this strange milestone because it's a nice, pretty round number. Like today, McLean, the way he was, I would have been cool to see him go to 110. Sproat, yesterday, I was really happy to see him pulled when he was.
Yeah, my biggest issue was just that I know he, had some hard contact. I felt like he was still rolling, and the fact that I don't trust anybody in this bullpen.
That's the other problem too. But again, once I saw those Rangers hitters 3rd time around, 3 straight guys, bang, 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 swing at the first pitch.
He came out for who would have been the next batter up. Was it Josh Young or Osuna? Which one was due up?
It was whoever pinch hit. It was Osuna, and he pinch hit Dylan Moore. But again,
Yeah, I would have let him. Yeah, I probably would have let him face one more. But ultimately, at the end of the day, then you just push guys back an inning. Brooks really pitches that one. This, and it's probably still the end of the day. We still lose this game. We scored 2 runs.
No, 100%. Like this in that game, a big problem was Diaz not being sharp. Diaz was coming to this game no matter what, and that was it. So again, I thought seeing the velocity dip, seeing how aggressive the Rangers hitters had become. They were aggressive the whole game, but that was the first time they started. I felt like really getting around on him. Like it's just Sproat's pitching right now a lot more moxie than stuff. Yes. And I think that's cool, but sometimes you get deeper into a game, like the moxie can only take you so far.
Juxtaposition with what happened on Friday night, where Jonah Tong was more stuff and had 0 moxie in that game.
Moxie less. This was a weird one. This is probably the first time ever in the history of this podcast I think I'm going to be critical of Jeremy Hefner. Ever. First time ever. Because it seemed like there was a real change in game planning between what happened Jonah Tong's first 2 starts and what happened in this start. Last week against the Reds, 17 of his first 20 pitches were fastballs. In this start, the first 2 pitches of the game were fastballs. He missed with both of them. And then 10 of the next 12 pitches were not fastballs. And then interesting, after that third batter, when those 12 pitches were up, Hefner came out for a mound visit. And then he threw 2 fastballs again, and then no more fastballs after that. So it seemed like, I don't know if this was a Hefner thing, go away from the fastballs, if this was a Tong thing, fearing the fastball. But it did seem like there was some kind of disconnect, and that's how this whole thing kind of eroded very fast.
Yeah, it was a very scared start, it felt like, from Jonah Tong.
Yeah.
He wasn't attacking. Felt like he was worried about the home runs that he gave up in Cincinnati.
All
didn't
3
want to give
on
up
fastballs.
the home runs. Yeah, didn't want to give up the home runs. Wanted to go deep into this game. This was the fear of calling up a pitcher like Jonah Tong at the time that we did, because he is so young in his pitching career, so young in his adult life. He's 22 years old. That was the worry, was maybe there would be games that were a little too big for him at the moment. And it felt like this one, especially with deGrom coming back, the conversation of deGrom handing off the torch to Jonah Tong. He's the next future ace of this roster. They have the same birthday. We've done it. We've even hyped it up a little bit. Felt like the moment was a little bit too big for him. This does not change how I think about Jonah Tong as a pitcher for the rest of his career. But this season, I'm not quite sure what his role should be on this team the rest of the year. I think he should be on this roster. I think he's maybe the bullpen is the best spot for him just for now. Is that crazy?
Ronnie had an amazing comment on Saturday talking about the difference again, because I think it was cool to see these 3 guys pitch day after day after day, and cool to see the difference in the mentality of pitching between Sproat and Tong in these back-to-back games. And he said AAA, especially the upper minors, you really do, you season your craft, you face higher level hitters in AA. More than anything else, he said that was where he specifically, and he's talked about other pitchers with this, learn how to lose. This is where you learn how to wear it. It didn't seem like Tong, well, of course, he's never done that. He basically didn't have any bad starts ever in the minor leagues. Like, he didn't really ever have to learn to lose because no one could touch anything. And it did seem like this was a start where he couldn't really get himself over that mental hurdle of maybe not having your best stuff, maybe not having your best command. But sometimes you kind of just have to let them put it in play and hope things go well. And there were a couple.
Yes.
The Rangers weren't exactly smacking the ball around the yard that Friday night against Tong, but at the same time,
yeah, I mean, Brandon Nimmo let that ball drop in front of him in left field. That was like, I screamed from the seats in. I was like, how do you not get there, man?
One dropped in front of Soto too. That like a great corner outfielder probably gets that, but they seemed like they had a plan to swing at the fastball, and he got scared to put it in the zone. 7, the Rangers only swung 8 times in that first inning. Jonah Tong threw 40 pitches.
They scored 6 runs.
The Rangers only swung at 2 of the first 20 pitches that Tong threw.
It's insane. And
on top of that, 7 of their 8 total swings came against the fastball. But none of those balls in play, again, were hard hit balls. They found grass. That's what the goal is. And then all of the run scoring hits came against that fastball. He threw 10 fastballs in the zone. They swung at 7 of them. And there was only 1 total swing and miss. And no chases outside the strike zone.
Not great.
Not great. But again, I think it was like a fear. Like, we saw him lean on the fastball in those first couple starts. And while he wasn't missing the bat same way, it's still difficult pitch to score up because of like the illusion of the rising it has on it. Yeah. It's probably a lesson for all of us too for stat line scouting. I think a lot of people like the stat line scout, but we've been kind of talking about the fact that Tong is missing a piece of his repertoire that he's going to need to take him to the next level, whether that be some kind of other slider, whether that be the tightening of that curveball, something else, because there's just nothing in between the big fastball, the changeup, the low curveball. And as you can tell that these hitters are just waiting for that fastball because they know it's coming.
I do think he's going to figure it out too.
I think he's going to make his next start. I think he might pitch really well in that one. I just think
I hope he does.
He just can't. I don't know again if it was the fear by him, if Hefner tried to change something up a lot, or if Tong got scared after missing those first couple fastballs. Maybe that's why Hefner. A mound visit third batter of the game is crazy too. And
Crazy.
That was good for Hefner for I think going out early and getting him. So many people were critical of Jeremy Hefner for not giving a mound visit. And it was like, yo, he gave one third batter of the game. I think you guys just
I said that to you. Yeah, I was like,
you said it.
I was like, go talk to him, please. And you're like, here it is. I'm like, they did?
But I've never seen a mound visit that early in a game, but I do think that watching Tong miss those first two fastballs, then put changeups in the zone, and then after Hefner comes out, he again throws fastballs, misses them again. He was probably like, "Hey man, throw the fastball." And Tong's like, "I think Tong might have got a little." I think it was a little bit again, like started to saying I was critical of Hefner, but it did seem like there was maybe some kind of disconnect with Tong, kind of fearing doing something wrong rather than wanting to do something right, which is kind of the entire tenor of what's happened with this team over the last few weeks as well.
Yep.
The fear of failure rather than like the joy of potential success.
Yeah, no, this team fears failure. They're not excited to win. That's not like fair to say that they're not excited to win, but I think you can understand what I'm saying in that this isn't a team that's like, how can we do every single thing that we possibly can to win? We're going to win. We want to win. They're more like, oh shit, I hope we don't lose. That's kind of what this team feels like.
And you feel that a lot with some of these defensive swings that have happened the last few days as well. Like we talked about that Mullins at bat Saturday. It seemed like he was just absolutely trying so hard not to strike out because he just doesn't want to keep hearing. This is one of the worst times of his literally entire relatively successful major league career.
Especially since he stopped switch hitting. Because when he switched hit, he did this all the time because he couldn't hit from the right side.
But yeah, it did.
What if they just start switch hitting?
Yeah, they start switch hitting again.
Maybe you just start hitting righty.
Just start hitting righties and figure it out. But it just did feel like, and this is something that was always going to happen with Tong, making the jump that he did, being as young as he is. I thought Ronnie said it really well. I thought the fact that it's so cool having the three of them do these games. Like they're so good when the three of them are together. There was so much insight that he was giving into Tong. I thought that comment about learning how to lose in the upper minors was really, really insightful from Ron.
What else we want to talk about this game? Shout out Huascar Brazoban. Did phenomenal out of the bullpen.
And
3 in the third. Yeah. Stanek did good too.
Brazoban also didn't cover first base. Hated that.
Sure. But luckily it didn't end up really doing too much for us, which was not that bad. But those guys giving us 5 innings of scoreless baseball. Didn't have that in my scorecard.
No, I also thought it was kind of funny. Like I know this is who this guy is, but it's strange as a fan. And also watching the opposing team's body language was funny to see. When Alvarez laced that home run against deGrom to make it 6-1 in the third inning, and he was just going nuts around the base, his crazy bat flip, flexing, like putting the arm up, going past the Rangers dugout. Josh Young was looking at him like, "Are you joking, dude? Like, do you see the score? Do you see what's happening to your team right now? How could you be doing this? I know that's who Alvarez is. I understand how it could ruffle people's feathers. Well, at the same time, it's amazing what he's doing right now. He's been so consistent.
He's so good.
He's been so much more consistent at the plate. He's been a really good force at the bottom of the lineup. Like he was the main hitter in that game for the Mets on Friday night. And also, we got around on deGrom. We had 13 hard hit balls. We only had 2 strikeouts. We only swung and missed 5 times against him. And it was just, that was kind of like all of the luck that deGrom didn't have on the mound with us. Yeah. He kind of got that was like a cosmic force that was helping deGrom be lucky in that game.
Yeah, it was a weird one. Definitely felt weird, especially deGrom starting at Phil Maton getting to end multiple games for us in this series is insane because that guy is not very good, but he's getting big outs again some way, somehow.
Having a great year. And if you look at the last 6 years of Phil Maton's, 4 very good years and 2 bad ones.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He is just a good reliever.
I don't know how. I still don't know how. He blows 90 by our guys as if he's throwing 102 miles an hour. I've never seen it before.
But yeah, this game kind of was, after the first inning, the whole place was so shell-shocked. But
ass.
Yeah, major ass. We were just sitting in our seats like we can't even believe what's happening right now. I do want to bring it to another part of this game, though, and it'd be a bit of a media marvel. It's the first one we've done in a while. And this is going to be choose your own adventure for you guys, whether you want to media marvel Mark and I, or whether you want to media marvel, me, Mark, Keith, and Howie, or you can media marvel the Mets. So choose your own adventure.
Also, shout out SNY because we got to hear what they're about to say, and also shout out John DeMarsico. Liked my tweet on this situation as well, so I feel like we're on the right side here.
Yeah, likes are private, but interesting for you to share that one. So it was really talked about deGrom making this return to Citi Field. I delayed my NBC shift for hours just to go and watch deGrom pitch at Citi Field one more time. So he might never get that chance again. And we were in the ballpark early. A lot of people were not in the ballpark early. This was the first time, empty. Especially this series. This was the first time it felt like all season where Citi, not that it wasn't rocking, because the people were there still brought the heat, but wasn't packed in like it had been this entire season. And it's not difficult to realize why that is. But at the same time, the stadium wasn't very full. Jacob deGrom, like clockwork, like he always used to do, goes to the outfield, 6:45, 25 minutes before first pitch. And he starts to throw his when he starts to kind of like tighten up his mechanics, throw like not long toss, medium toss, but some velocity, some zip in the outfield. In that moment, at 6:45, the Mets played Simple Man and played the tribute to deGrom on the thing. They showed them on the thing. He gave a hat tip, and that was what happened at 6:45.
Yeah, they played the tribute video, which is the right time to play it. Right before the game like that, perfect. Great time to play the tribute video. Where I get upset, where James gets upset, and where you guys are going to get upset at us in the comment section, because boy, oh boy, did I see it on Twitter.
Got crushed.
I thought it was super lame that Jacob deGrom did not get to walk out onto the mound to warm up in the first inning to Simple Man. I thought that was super, super lame, especially with the context that when Matt Harvey came back for the Orioles, he had his stuff.
His little Batman music.
Yeah, when Harrison Bader had an at-bat on the Phillies against us, they played A Bay Bay, which was his walk-up song. They played Simple Man before the game, James. They played it at 6:45. Everybody was there and ready. You know what it is? Maybe this is me being selfish and wanting to live as a Jacob deGrom fan one more time on Citi Field. And I wanted to see fucking Simple Man.
I think so, too. And again, we both tweeted this out because I love Keith. When Jacob deGrom started running out for the mound, I think they expected that. And then all of a sudden,
they kept the camera on him.
Yeah, the DJ was playing like bopping music, like party time music. At the same time, we just went down 6-0 in the first inning. We're fucking shell-shocked.
And that's the other thing, too, is that it was a combination of the horrible, horrible start to the game. Maybe the Mets had a plan to do it, and because they went down 6-0, maybe they were like, fuck, that feels bad.
That's what honestly, I was thinking.
More reason, in my opinion, to do it. Give me something to forget about what just happened. Let me appreciate Jacob deGrom, watch that game. Also, like, there's music playing. Jacob deGrom is warming up to music. It's not like it's silent. It's not like they're doing trivia in between the first inning. Instead, I had to hear, and this is not a shot at whoever's DJing. That's a cool opportunity for them.
Oh, yeah.
Happy for them. But we have to listen to whatever fucking DJ is playing in the first inning, and it's like a mashup between like ABBA and Chappell Roan, and then also they're throwing in like Lil Wayne, and you're like
the Chainsmokers, like it's pop. Yeah. It's like pop DJ music,
and it's safe ballpark music, and I think there's a time and place for it. But I'd much rather just see Simple Man. Give Jacob deGrom his one more time. I'm not saying to do it in the second inning, the third inning, the fourth inning, the fifth inning. The next time he's here, I just wanted one more time. It was his first time back, and for one of the greatest players in this franchise history, I think he deserved much more than he got.
I agree with you. Howie said it during the 7th or 8th inning of the game. He was saying that he was a little bit surprised that Jake didn't get more. And again, I think SNY was expecting something because they stuck through a commercial break and had a camera on deGrom warming up right behind him, just like they used to do when he pitched. And you would hear Simple Man on the broadcast because that was something that was so relevant to that era of Mets baseball. Again, a lot of people were kind of freaking out about that on Twitter. We both got, for some reason,
eviscerated.
I think that people get butthurt when players leave their teams,
so upset.
Even though we know that Jacob deGrom got a much better offer, and we're happy that he got
the offer that like was apparently on the table for the Mets. Right, was around $120 million for like either 3 or 4 years.
I think it was 4, maybe 3 an option, something like that.
$120 million total, right? He got 180 from the Texas Rangers. $60 million more right there. That's a 50% increase. What if I went into your job and without taxes? That's just borderline base numbers, not having to think about anything, run any calculations. Wouldn't you like to get paid 50% more for the work that you're doing every single day? I would. And when that 50% is $60 million, fuck it. I'll pitch for the Yankees. I'll do whatever you want. 60 mil is such a big difference. I think like the narrative that Jake didn't want to be here. I think that too much WFAN listening.
That's just not true.
He didn't want to be here. It's untrue. It's untrue. He's never once said that. These are all people hypothesizing as the same fucking idiots who hypothesize that Juan Soto hates being a Met and doesn't like being here and isn't having fun. It's having the best season arguably of his career. I hate when like these narratives come from nothing, from sheer conjecture. And that's what seems like happened with Jacob deGrom and how Mets fans treat him now.
And listening to Jacob deGrom after the game, he said he was so nervous to come back and pitch at Citi Field. He felt like he wanted to throw up. Like this was a big 100%. Moment for him. Like there definitely was some things that happened internally with deGrom and the Mets that probably could have slightly pushed him out the door. But if they offered him more money, I think 100% chance he would have stayed. It was just a money thing.
1,000,000%.
At the same time, I think we were all pretty okay with not giving Jacob deGrom that contract in that moment. This is Jacob deGrom's first full season in 6 years.
Yeah, my heart hurts. I
Yeah.
wish he was here forever, and I wish he was ours, and he never had to put on another jersey. But would that have been a good contract for the Mets to give out? Probably not. I'll be honest, it probably would have made an impact of how likely we were to get Juan Soto. So, like, who do I want, Juan Soto right now or Jacob deGrom? I think we know where I'm going there.
So again, I think that some people were a bit. I also people had the point of he's a competitor. Why would we want our op to feel comfortable? Like you're being a little bit too ridiculous right now. Like again, and also if the Mets didn't give other people their music, I would have been okay with that too. Like
100%.
If Harrison Bader didn't get his walk-up song, people were like, "Oh, it's different for hitter versus pitcher." I guess it is a little bit. The one thing I will hear is that we might have asked it because we were really losing 6-0. If Jonah Tong is a 1-2-3 first inning and you play Simple Man, that might have actually been on the table. I'd love to know what.
But then people would also get pissed and they'd be like, "It's a close game. You can't play that shit. You can't get him in the zone."
I would love to have been there for those production meetings when they were talking about this because it was
I'm
definitely
sure.
something that came up. I'm sure it was considered.
We know the people that work there. They're smart people. Like, they're really good at their job. So that's why it was even so shocking that this isn't something that happened, especially because we know that views, impressions, all that kind of stuff is so big in the social media space and how organizations and companies work. This was the freest impressions of all time. A Jacob deGrom Simple Man walkout.
But 6-0 might have definitely hurt that. That's the one thing I would have feared.
But also, that's probably what happened.
That probably is what happened. So that is probably, it's funny to look back on. Again, we were just a little too emotional. And again, by not playing it, they did win the public perception because most people, it seems like, didn't actually want to hear it or even expect it at all.
People are upset.
You know, me, you, Keith Hernandez, Howie Rose, Mets Mount Rushmore right there. We happen to be in the minority expecting it to happen. And I think that maybe that's our fault for being a little bit nostalgic about something like this. But
I mean, you guys heard me. We talked about it last episode. I was like, I can't wait to hear Simple Man with him warming up. It didn't happen, and I felt like I was robbed of a moment that I will never get. I'll never get it again. I'm not going to fucking Globe Life Field to watch him warm up to Simple Man. I wanted to see it at goddamn Citi Field.
No, it just felt like that for how important he was to this franchise for all those years, for how much he accomplished. Like, it did feel like it was a little bit lacking by the end of it.
On the flip side here, I don't know about your replies, but a lot of my replies were like, this team's down 6-0. Why don't you complain this much about the team on the field? I'm like, have you not listened to anything or seen anything that either of us have said? I'm like, I don't know why two things can't be true. Why can I not be pissed that Jacob deGrom didn't get to walk out the Simple Man and also still think the team stinks right now? Everyone's like, what, you're not complaining about the team's performance? Sorry, man. Sorry, I don't want to be talked about getting our teeth kicked in again for the fucking 6th straight game.
Yeah, no, my most people tell me I'm a loser because I wanted the opposing pitchers, one of my favorite players ever, get his song because he's a franchise icon. The same thing that, again, all the Mets announcers were a little bit surprised by. deGrom even had a comment after the game about how cool it would be if his number ever got retired here. Like, he loved They
should. His number should be retired as a New York Met.
50-50, I think. No ring, it's a 50-50.
He won 3 Cy Youngs.
I would like it to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. But I don't know.
It has to be.
It felt weird to me how much hate there was for him in my replies. I was truthfully shocked by it.
If you are a Jacob deGrom hater, you are a weirdo Mets fan. I have no other way to say it. You are fucking weird.
No sympathy whatsoever. I think that's the end of the Media Marvel. Again, that's choose your own adventure Media Marvel. You can either Media Marvel Mark and I or the Mets.
I want to give a shout out to someone who replied to one of your tweets, Kurt. Remember you sent me that tweet about Juan Soto because the conversation about Juan Soto doesn't hit big home runs. Juan Soto is never clutch. A guy by the name of Kurt, he's all over the Mets. The Mets media world
and our replies.
Yeah, Kurt 1124. So he went through and compared Juan Soto's numbers to different points in the game. So his first tweet: most of Soto's home runs are in garbage time. Let's check. 40 home runs. He's hit 10 in a tie game this year. 7 in a 1-run spread. 8 in a 2-run spread. 5 in a 3-run spread. 5 in a 4-run spread. 5 in a 5+ run spread. He goes, so he breaks it down even more. He's like, basically, 35 of his 40 home runs have been in close games, and yet people want to pretend like he doesn't hit them big. I think it's super undervalued too at times when the team's up 3, up 4 to get that extra home run, get another run on board, get another 2. That's huge.
His home run Saturday was massive to extend that lead from 1-0 to 2-0. And then Kurt, one more tweet in response to this. He took every 40 home run hitter in baseball this season, and he said how many of their home runs have been hit when there was at least a 5-run difference in the score of that current game. So Aaron Judge, of his 47 homers, 11 of them with at least a 5-run game in either direction. 8 for Schwarber, 8 for Ohtani, 8 for Cal Raleigh, 8 for Junior Caminero, 6 for Eugenio Suarez, and only 5 for Juan Soto.
He doesn't hit big home runs, James.
I people will always vilify Juan Soto because of how much money he makes. I think people always hate him for that, just because it's hard for people to rationalize that Juan Soto is better at baseball than probably most of us listening are at anything that we do. Like Juan Soto is better at baseball, I think, than I am at like breathing and walking.
Oh yeah, for
sure, right?
Like I think maybe the only thing I could be better at than Juan Soto is like
YouTube titles and thumbnails.
Nah, he's better at baseball than I am at that. I got 250,000 subscribers. I ain't shit. But like, I don't know, maybe like having Crohn's disease. I might be better at that than him playing baseball because I physically can't do anything about it.
But the money will always be the thing with Soto, where the money's the least important thing ever in the conversations about Juan Soto. I
couldn't care less.
It's a miracle he's on this team. Happy he's here. And it's just, as we start to close this out, one more conversation's got to happen. We finally got the official announcement that Sean Manaea is moving to the bullpen.
Yes.
On Tuesday. The plan, as of right now, is he's going to piggyback off of Clay Holmes. And so happy that's finally happened.
I don't know why it took till September 14th for this to happen when we knew we should have known when Sean Manaea's first appearance went so well when he piggybacked off of Kodai, right? Or Clay Holmes. Which one was that?
It was off of Clay Holmes. Kodai pitched that Friday.
You're right. So off of Clay Holmes. We should have known that should have been the recipe the entire season. They both looked great in their smaller stints, balls to the wall for 70 pitches. I'm really excited to see what this looks like because the only time that we've seen it, it looked fantastic.
Yeah, literally. And I think that could help him mentally, maybe help him with the warm-up. Maybe there has to just be something that has to change with the way he's been pitching. And same with Clay Holmes. If you tell those guys, you guys together get me 7 innings, that's really cool. Maybe someone gets a groove.
Awesome.
You can wind up getting 8. Like
that's the other part of this too that I think people kind of forget about is like you hear that they're going to piggyback each other and you're like, well, they still have to go 5 each, right? Even though it adds up to 10. But that's probably what people's head goes to. These guys combined for 6 were cooking.
Wow, Will Warren just gave up 6 runs in the first inning. Wow,
what a shame.
That swung a full fantasy game in our redraft league. But we're in a spot in the season where now we have to get creative. Like we have off days next couple of weeks. We go with a 5-man rotation, which is what spurred this change to happen. If someone doesn't have it, 2-3 innings, get them out of the game. Get them out of the game. Figure it out. Like I was even thinking with Jonah Tong, why can't he come back and pitch in relief? I was thinking that for Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to start thinking about this in much looser and broader terms than we have because the playoffs have begun for the Mets. It's simple as that. Like this is the
playoffs right now. This is the to get to the wild card round. And if anybody thinks that these games aren't or shouldn't be treated like playoff games, again, your season might be over in a couple weeks. So these are our playoff games right now. We have 2 off days left this year. So we have Monday. So today when you guys are listening, we have an off day. Next 2 Mondays. All hands on deck. It's all hands on deck the rest of the season. Yeah. And from a lineup perspective, it's got to be the best lineup every single game. Has to be. Brett Baty has to be playing pretty much every single day, I think, in my opinion.
Totally. I also don't know we don't face a lefty until Mitchell Parker on Sunday. So we got a nice righty week. So we'll actually get Brett Baty in the lineup every single day, which is nice.
Go ahead. Give us our little Padres series preview here. Starting the series off on Tuesday, Hispanic Heritage Day.
Nice. Love that. So Tuesday, TBS game, but also I'm sure SNY will still have it. Clay Holmes with the piggyback Sean Manaea against Michael King. Wednesday, 7:10, David Peterson versus Nick Pivetta. And then Thursday afternoon, 1 o'clock matinee, Jonah Tong versus Randy Vasquez.
Okay, so James, you're going to have to tell the people the Mets didn't hit this weekend. So we got to get some pitching breakdowns. Michael King, Nick Pivetta, Randy Vasquez. Take us one by one. What do you got on them?
All right, so Michael King's been battling crazy injuries all season. He had an elbow, and then he just had a knee or a groin or something, and he's missed time. He's come back, and he hasn't been sharp. So oftentimes, if I was doing a Michael King breakdown, I would be telling you that the number one thing that Michael King is the best at, better than most other guys in the league, is command. He attacks the strike zone in strange ways that other right-handed pitchers can't attack the zone. Like he's so good at the front hip 2-seamer sinker against the lefties. He's exceptional at that. He's really good at using a changeup that runs away from righties. Like it runs into the righties. Like he can use these pitches in different ways because his command's often so good. But being in and out this much, dealing with these injuries, he's made 2 starts since May 20th. He hasn't had that command in those 2 starts that have come back. The last one he made against the Reds, he was a little bit all over the place. That sinker that 2-seamer he was trying to front hip on the lefties, oftentimes it bled over the heart of the plate. So I would be telling these guys, if you see something hard, you got to swing at it. Like this is you knowing that stuff, knowing where Michael King's at right now, knowing how much he still avoids walks, how much he stays around the strike zone, especially the lefties, be uber uber aggressive on him because he's going to use that changeup as basically a slider against them to run away from them because it has so much horizontal break on it. But he's going to try and pepper sinkers inside you that look like they're going to come at you. Just be ready to take that hack. Like there's going to be a couple big two-seamers that Soto's going to get that are going to start a little bit in, but not in enough, and they're going to bleed to the middle of the plate, and he's going to be taking monstrous war hacks against them.
Also, a little bit of a revenge game. Juan Soto, former Padre.
Also, Monso and Michael King traded for each other.
Yeah, that's
and Randy Vasquez.
Wow, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
big parts of the Juan Soto trade, and we just played Kyle Higashioka this weekend. All the Juan Soto trade happening at once here, but Pavetta's the one who's going to be interesting because Pavetta has been a hoss this year. He's like quietly become one of the most underrated pitchers in all of baseball. If he wasn't a Padre this season, I don't even know where they'd be. He's been the only guy to start like every fifth day for them besides Cease, but Cease has sucked. He's been one of the worst pitchers in baseball statistically. Like he's outrageously good.
I have to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Jose Iglesias, what kind of video and walk-up song does he gets OMG, right? When he comes up to the plate?
If Jose Iglesias gets OMG, it's going to add so much more fuel to my fire about this deGrom situation. But I think he does get OMG for sure. Why not?
And he should.
Yes.
I am cool with it. He should. That's also the side I want to be on. But I was looking at their roster, and I forgot for a second that Jose Iglesias was on this team, just for a quick second, because you were talking so much pitching. And if you're watching on YouTube, you will see my demeanor change. I was like, oh, shit.
I thought you were going to
go crazy.
I thought you were going to call me out for not knowing what underrated means again. But I just called Nick Pivetta one of the most underrated guys in baseball.
Nick Pivetta is one of the most underrated pitchers in baseball. He's very good. I've been hearing you talk about him literally since we ever lived together back in 2020. So
might have even been before that. But Nick Pivetta he's good. I mean, that's also the fun thing about pitching. You just break out at 32. Like you just kind of have it.
Max Scherzer.
Yeah, right. Greinke took a while. But it's going to be funny, too, because all the same people that got mad at us for wanting more deGrom are going to be so happy when Iglesias gets his song.
So pumped.
That's going to enrage me.
You want to know why?
Why?
It's because we didn't want him. He wanted to be here. We didn't want him. deGrom didn't want to be here, James. Don't look at how much he got paid by the Rangers. He didn't want to be here. Don't look at it.
So here's now talking about Pivetta, how to prepare for him. He's another guy who stays around the zone a lot. Very low walk rate, Nick Pivetta. His Padres pitcher, besides me, Vasquez walks the world. We'll talk about him in a second. Pivetta he'll be throwing a lot of high fastballs. Pivetta gives up a lot of fly balls. The way to beat Nick Pivetta is home runs. So I'll say this, you guys are going to hate this. It's a daddy hack game. Anytime you get a pitch from Nick Pivetta, you just got to try and fucking kill it. Like as righties, lefties, don't matter. Hopefully the wind's blowing out that night. Like that's the game where you win. You beat Nick Pivetta with home runs. That's been the absolute bugaboo his entire career. That's what held him back when before he became this guy. It was the command as well, mostly too, but also when the pitches were in the zone, they were hit hard because he's got that great cut right fastball. It lives at the top of the zone. It's a good pitch to get under. If you get enough barrel on that, it's going to go a long way.
Electric. Now give us Randy Vasquez before we start talking about the hitting.
How would you give Randy Vasquez? This is one of your favorite guys in the whole league.
Yeah, but see, I can't give a real scouting report because all I'm going to say is this guy's got nothing jump all over his ass and be This is the guy to be patient.
Yes.
Let him get behind in the count because he's going to, because he walks the world. He doesn't get any strikeouts. No swing and miss in Randy Vasquez's game whatsoever. Throws like 90 poo. Again, he doesn't throw very hard. It's a lot of junk. It's a lot of nonsense. Let him get behind and then fucking jump all over him because he is not good.
I see a lot of luck metrics that go around fantasy baseball Twitter. He's been one of the luckiest pitchers in baseball this year. Him and Trevor Rogers, which are funny. And Andrew Abbott, some of the luckiest guys in the league. But yeah, Vasquez, he lets you put the ball in play. He tries not to let you barrel it, but you still will be able to barrel it. He doesn't strike anybody out. He allows tons of hard contact. The one thing that he can do, and I give him credit for this, is he can mix a lot of pitches. You don't really know what's coming at you, especially against the lefties. He uses the cutter and fastball off of each other. He makes them tunnel.
Mets.
Yeah, bad news for the Mets. But again, like he'll tunnel that fastball and cutter and make you make a decision on that pitch. You'll barely miss it. It's going to piss you off, but that's kind of how it goes. And then the curveball is also it's tolerable. It's fine. Same with the changeup. Like it's enough. He mixes enough pitches to make you guess 2 times around, and the Padres get him out of there. But that's kind of thing. Randy Vasquez, wait though, just wait.
He doesn't even get. He gets no ground balls. He gets no extension. He gives up the most barrels in the league. He has the worst whiff rate, the second percentile K rate, 28th percentile walk rate. I've never seen so much blue on a guy who's going to throw 150 innings this year at the major league level. That's crazy.
150 innings with 3.7 ERA.
ERA, baby.
Yeah,
ERA podcast.
ERA podcast. I'm saying for the Padres, he's been very functional this season.
It also helps playing in that ballpark too. But yeah,
that's a big thing for Pivetta as well. It's a ballpark suppressed home runs. Citi Field's not a great hitter's ballpark either, but it's a little bit easier to hit home runs. So it's just you gotta with Vasquez, you just can't really. I would even say this: don't get frustrated. Because if you just barely miss one, don't let that get in your head. I saw the Mets get very frustrated against Corbin. He ate up some of the hitters alive. Like, he really had Alvarez in a blender, just throwing that little fucking amazing sweeper down below the zone. But with Vasquez, like, he will be around the zone enough, but he'll also walk if you let him do that. Just don't stay within yourself. Don't get pissed off with Randy Vasquez. He's the guy I'm fine to play single ball against Randy Vasquez for sure. The other,
put the ball in play.
Pavetta, daddy hacks.
Okay, I like that. Good scouting report, courtesy of James Schiano. The bullpen's nasty, so we got to get a lead.
Yeah.
Got to get a lead against us before the bullpen comes in, because if they have a lead, we're probably losing this game.
Sorry, you transitioned to me mid-sip. No, but they're unbelievable. They got two guys in the bullpen throw over 100 miles an hour, Robert Suarez and Mason Miller. Mason Miller's obscene. He's
insane.
They sold the farm to get him. Usually don't sell the farm.
And Jeremiah Estrada, right?
And Jeremiah Stroud throws 100 too. Adrian Martin throws 96 from the left side. Like, in terms of lefties, like, he's absolutely lights out. Like, I clicked the Dodgers roster resource and said, damn it, Fangraphs. But they're both.
Shout out Yuki Matsui.
Yeah.
You know his deal? He's like got the Padres hostage.
No.
If they like send him down, there's like crazy contract stipulations if he ever gets sent down where he just gets a fuck ton of money.
I kind of love that. They also have a couple funny Yankee relievers from yesteryear, Ron Marinaccio and Magic Wandy Peralta, which is funny.
Ronnie Baseball.
Yeah, this is that back into the bullpen. The one guy who has been susceptible, though, and has happened 2 years in a row, is Robert Suarez. Robert Suarez is he's old. He's almost 35 already, and he throws 100. So, but he keeps running out of gas towards the end of the season. So I wonder. I'm dying for the Mets to have that ninth inning comeback. It needs to happen. Yeah, it's got to happen at some point. It literally has to happen. The law of averages it can't let this not happen as much as it has not happened. So I'm just ready for it to happen.
If we don't get one and we win out the rest of the year because we didn't have to come back in the ninth inning,
that's
also
okay too.
Really, really cool with that. If that's how we miss it because we don't go down in the ninth ever again, I'm cool with that as well. The big thing, too, is to talk about is that the offense for the Padres is really good. They have a great lineup now. They've improved a lot since we last played them, adding Ryan O'Hearn, adding Ramon Laureano, even Freddie Fermin, who is not a great hitter by any stretch of the imagination, is significantly better than Martin Maldonado or Elias Diaz. So they've gotten better. And Jackson Merrill's healthy. He's gone on a little bit of a power surge. I think he's hit like 3 home runs in the last week.
Yeah.
Tatis is a good ball player.
Tatis is also Machado. He's also finally found a power surge. Machado's also great, future Hall of Famer. Yeah. Like, this is a good team. It's a very good team.
Very good team.
Drake Cronenworth's like a little just fucking baseball rat. Like, we're going to see Jose Iglesias, and then you're going to see this weird bench they have of kind of a lot of nonsense of Mason McCoy, Will Wagner, Bryce Johnson. All of them just are contact guys. They put the ball in play, and you will have a pretty annoying at bat. Definitely men on base in the series against one of those guys for like Reed Garrett or something.
One game at a time. Let's win Tuesday. I'm not even going to consider what the outcome needs to be on Wednesday besides win. I mean, win every game. Win every game the rest of the season. If I'll tell you this, guys, if the Mets win out, they're making the postseason. So let's just win every game the rest of the year, and we don't have to worry about this nonsense with the wild card. But shout out to the Giants and Reds for losing on Sunday. That was so big.
Massive. Again, like this is Rob Manfred's bastardization of the game we love. Like, this Mets team sucks.
Does not deserve to be in the playoffs.
None of these teams deserve to make the playoffs, and one of them will be. So I still hope that's us. That's another thing. There's a subsection of this fan base that always in my replies are like, we don't deserve to make the playoffs. I don't want to go. Fuck that.
What do you mean you don't want to go?
This is a sport. We want to make the playoffs. That's how this works. Whether you go move to England if you don't want someone to make the playoffs.
I was a little disappointed. Love Evan Roberts, but he was talking about how he made the bet that the Mets won't make the playoffs. I'm like, I don't really like that. That's bad vibes. Mets can't have that. Don't do that. Don't be that Met fan. Root for the playoffs.
We got Frankie Peppers. Are you ready?
Yeah, Frankie Peppers, send us out.
This is Frankie Peppers. How you doing? I guess one win is fine. I was at a wedding. I wasn't paying much attention, but maybe I'll let myself live in a world where this is the game that's going to turn him around. If I don't believe that, then what's the point, right? This is the game that's going to turn him around. I hope. We'll see. I was at a wedding this weekend. I was thinking of you boys. I was talking about you boys to some wedding guests, and they said, who are those people? That they don't listen to podcasts and they're not Mets fans. So it's not even like a knock on you boys. It's just talking to people about the Mets. Well, I hope this recording catches you in time. I know that you're probably almost done, so you might hear this almost in real time if you're able to listen to this. So I'll talk to you soon, boys. Let's go Mets, and I guess just keep the momentum going, please.
Frankie Peppers
always makes me laugh.
Doesn't miss Frankie Peppers. You got anything else you want to talk about, James?
No, I'm ready to go. This team just got to play good ball. If you can win 2 out of 3 from the Padres, I'll be all the way back in.
Sure, and I honestly just win on Tuesday right now. Win Tuesday. That's all I'm looking at. Win Tuesday. I hope the Mets are thinking that same way. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure you are following us on all our social media at Mets'd Up on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to the Mets'd Up Podcast YouTube channel to see the video version of this. If you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
I'm Draftnik Mark with a C. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you all after the Padres series or maybe before it. I don't know. There'll be another episode. We'll see you then. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. Let's go Mets.